Close your eyes and picture the phrase, cat lady. What do you see? Do you see a lonely woman? A woman in a bathrobe? A woman covered in hair, living in a house that smells isolated from the world? This is the caricature that society has sold us for decades. It is the punchline of 1,000 jokes. It is the threat mothers use to tell their daughters. Get married or you'll end up a crazy cat lady. But why? Why is a man with 3 dogs a pack leader, but a woman with 3 cats is a spinster? Why is a man who lives alone a bachelor, but a woman who lives alone is a failure? The answer is not about the cats. The answer is about the woman. A cat is an animal that cannot be controlled. A cat is an animal that does not obey orders. A cat gives affection only when it wants to. And a woman who loves a creature like that, she is dangerous to a society that wants women to be compliant. Today, we are going to burn the stereotype to the ground. We are going to look at the true psychology of the cat lady. We aren't talking about hoarding. We aren't talking about mental illness. We are talking about the woman who values autonomy over obedience. The woman who finds peace in the quiet. The woman who has been called aloof or difficult just because she has boundaries. We are going to explore why the bond between women and cats is one of the oldest, most spiritual, and most misunderstood connections in human history. Welcome to the psychology of the cat lady, or as I prefer to call her, the guardian of the independent soul. To understand the cat lady, you have to understand the cat. A dog will look at you and say, "You are the center of the universe. I will do whatever you say." A cat will look at you and say, "I am the center of the universe. What do you bring to the table?" This is the mirror effect. Psychologically, we choose the animal that reflects how we see the world, or how the world treats us. Women have historically been expected to be like dogs, happy to serve, eager to please, always smiling, waiting by the door. But the woman who identifies with cats, she rejects that role. She sees a creature that is self-sufficient, graceful, and fiercely independent, and she says, "That is me." She sees a creature that is often called bitchy just because it isn't constantly seeking validation, and she relates to that deep in her bones. When a cat lady looks at her feline, she isn't seeing a pet. She is seeing a peer. She is seeing a small, furry feminist who refuses to compromise its comfort for anyone else's ego. The most profound psychological aspect of loving a cat is the lesson of consent. You cannot force a cat to love you. If you grab a dog, it will likely tolerate it. If you grab a cat, you will bleed. To love a cat, you have to learn the language of subtle body cues. You have to wait for them to come to you. You have to respect the word no. For many women, this is incredibly healing. We live in a world that often feels entitled to women's bodies, women's time, and women's emotional energy. But in the sanctuary of her home, the cat lady creates a different world. She creates a relationship based entirely on mutual respect. When her cat jumps into her lap and starts to purr, it is a holy moment. Why? Because the cat chose to be there. It wasn't commanded. It wasn't bribed. It was a voluntary act of love. For the woman who has had her boundaries crossed by men, by family, or by society, the cat is the ultimate teacher. The cat teaches her that true love does not require submission. It requires permission. This is why the bond is so deep. It is the only relationship in her life where she knows with 100% certainty that the affection is real, because a cat cannot lie. We cannot talk about the psychology without talking about the history. The crazy cat lady trope didn't start with The Simpsons. It started with the witch trials. For thousands of years, the cat was seen as a divine protector. In Egypt, they were gods. In Norse mythology, they pulled the chariot of Freya, the goddess of love and war. But in the Middle Ages, the narrative shifted. The church and the patriarchy began to fear the wise woman, the woman who lived at the edge of the woods, the woman who didn't have a husband to control her, the woman who understood herbs and healing, and who was always with her? The cat. They were burned together, the woman and her familiar. This created a deep ancestral trauma, a witch wound that links the independent woman to the feline. Psychologically, modern cat ladies are tapping into this ancient archetype. When you are a woman living alone with your cats, you are reclaiming the title of the witch in the best possible way. You are the keeper of the hearth. You are embracing the very thing that society told you to fear: your own power, your own intuition, your own solitude. So when people mock the cat lady, they are subconsciously echoing a centuries-old fear of the woman who doesn't need the system. They are afraid of her because she is complete all by herself. We have talked about history, but what about the hard science? Let's look at the Big Five personality traits, the gold standard in modern psychology. Researchers have spent years analyzing the difference between dog people and cat people, and the results are consistent. If you are a cat lady, you statistically score higher in a trait called openness to experience. What does this mean? It means you are likely more artistic, more imaginative, and more unconventional than the average person. You are a nonconformist. While dog people tend to score high in conformity, following rules, cat people score high in intellect and abstract thinking. You don't just accept the world as it is. You question it. You appreciate nuance. The data also shows that cat ladies are often introverted, but not in a negative way. It simply means you derive your energy from within, rather than from a crowd. So the next time someone calls you a cat lady, remember what the science actually says. They are essentially calling you a creative, intellectual rebel who thinks outside the box. The science confirms that you are not just a pet owner. You are a visionary. Let's take it a step further. Let's talk about IQ. In a famous study conducted by Denise Guastello at Carroll University, researchers analyzed the cognitive abilities of 600 participants. The study found that people who identified as cat lovers scored significantly higher on intelligence tests than dog lovers. Why? The theory is about lifestyle and personality. It takes a higher level of emotional intelligence and cognitive processing to understand a cat. To live with a cat, you have to be observant. You have to be able to read micro-expressions. You have to be comfortable with ambiguity. The study suggests that smarter, more sensitive people are drawn to cats because they mirror their own complexity. You aren't drawn to easy love. You are drawn to a relationship that requires a brain. So if you are the type of woman who prefers a quiet night reading with a cat to a loud party, science suggests it's not because you are antisocial. It's because you are statistically likely to be the smartest person in the room. Finally, we have to look at the most damaging lie of all: that cat ladies are depressed or mentally unstable. For years, society has claimed that women get cats because they are sad. But a massive study cited by researchers at UCLA looked at the data of over 500 pet owners. They measured levels of depression, anxiety, and relationship satisfaction. Do you know what they found? 0. There was absolutely no statistical link between owning cats and having depression or loneliness. In fact, The data showed that cat owners are just as socially active and happy as dog owners. They are just more selective about who they spend their time with. Furthermore, a study from the University of Minnesota Stroke Institute found that owning a cat reduces your risk of death from a heart attack by 37%. Let that sink in. The sad cat lady is a lie. The reality is the healthy, calm, and alive cat lady. Your cat isn't a symptom of your sickness. Your cat is the guardian of your health. The data proves that you are doing exactly what you need to do to live a long, happy life. And biology explains why it happens. Why is it so addictive to have a cat sleeping on your chest? It isn't just cute, it is medicine. Science has discovered that a cat's purr vibrates at a specific frequency, between 20 and 140 hertz. This is not a random number. This frequency is known as the healing frequency. It is the exact range used in vibration therapy to promote bone density, heal tendons, and lower blood pressure. When a cat lady is stressed, when she is crying, when she is anxious, the cat will often come and sit directly on the pain point. They become a biofeedback machine. They act as a living nervous system regulator. For women who are statistically more prone to anxiety and autoimmune issues, often due to high stress, the cat is a literal medical device. They are sucking the stress out of the room. This is why the bond feels so physical. It is co-regulation. The woman calms the cat, and the cat heals the woman. It is a symbiotic loop. The cat lady isn't crazy. She is self-medicating with the most natural anti-anxiety drug on the planet, the purr. Now, let's address the biggest myth, the loneliness. She just has cats because she can't get a man. She is filling a void. This is a fundamental misunderstanding of the difference between being lonely and being alone. Psychologically, cat ladies tend to be highly intelligent introverts. They are often highly sensitive people. They feel the noise of the world too intensely. When they come home, they don't want a dog jumping on them. They don't want to have to go to the dog park and talk to strangers. They want silence. They want peace. The cat is the quiet companion. They allow you to be alone without being lonely. You can read a book and the cat is sleeping on the bookshelf. You are together, but you are in your own worlds. This is called parallel play. It is the highest form of intimacy for an introvert. The cat lady isn't hiding from the world because she is sad. She is curating her environment because she values her peace. She has realized that the peace of a purring cat is worth more than the chaos of a bad relationship. So, if you are a woman who prefers Friday nights with your feline to Friday nights at a bar, if you are a woman who talks to your cat like a philosopher, if you are a woman who has been called a cat lady as an insult, wear it as a crown. You are the modern inheritor of an ancient lineage of women who knew that the most powerful thing you can do is earn the trust of a beast that doesn't need you. You have understood the secret, that a house without a cat is just a house, but a house with a cat is a temple. You are the guardian of the purr. You are the keeper of the quiet, and you are in excellent company. From Cleopatra to the witches of old, to the millions of strong women today who know that the truest love is the one that is given freely. So go ahead, buy the cat tree. Let them sleep on the fresh laundry, because they aren't just pets. They are the tiny lions that guard the gates of your soul. If you are watching this with a cat sleeping on your keyboard right now, hit that like button. Don't wake them up though. If you have ever felt judged for how much you love your cats, share this video. Let's change the narrative Subscribe if you want to understand more about the invisible strings that connect us to the animals we love. And remember, the cat is mirroring your soul. Be proud of the reflection.